Hello. Hi. I'm just looking for a game that I might want to play. But I really can't decide on what I actually want to do. I was generally debating if I should stream today or not. Mainly because I couldn't really decide on what I actually wanted to do. Hmm. I could play all of a Portal 2 again. Or Portal 1. Or both of them. I bet that I could finish both of them in like 3 hours. Hmm. But I played them so many times already. Return of the Obra Dinn. We never did finish that one. Well, we finished it, but we got the bad ending of it, and then I just couldn't be bothered to find all of the actual people. Because we just started guessing randomly. We didn't actually do any, well, that much deductive reasoning. Hmm. Satisfactory had a new update. I haven't played that in a long time. Hmm. Yeah, I really can't decide what I would actually want to play. I have so many games. Too many games. Sniper Elite 5? We could. That's an option. I feel like more playing a story game. Something that I don't really need to think about that much. More like a visual novel or something like that. Because I just looked at the Suckers for Love series, and I immediately thought like, I'd like to play that again. Mm. It's so hard to decide. Trackmania, maybe? I have played that game quite a lot. I'm so eepy. I was gonna take a nap, but then I thought, I want to stream. But I don't know what I want to stream. Maybe we just chat. But what to chat about? Well, the expo has been on my mind for quite some time now, because it is 3 months away, and it is basically the only event that I actually, go to. Everything else is basically a moot point, because I don't go to any other conventions, mainly because it's like so expensive to actually go anywhere. Like, I've never been to like Off-Kai or like any of those ones. Mainly because most of them are based in America, and it's just like, and I'm like, am I willing to spend like $2,000 on a like ticket to America, and then like probably $1,000 on like transport and and like a hotel and stuff, which probably is going to be like way overinflated, because they now go, oh yeah, like everyone's gathering there, let's raise the prices because people are willing to like pay those prices. Which, no, I'm not up for that. Hmm. Hmm. I was at one point I was thinking of making some memes with this model. For example, like the meme of like the where the mouth is way too high up, and it just looks like you have no nose, basically like that. But this model sort of already has that type of thing. It just has the shadow as the nose. You know what? I haven't done an art stream in quite some time. Maybe because I haven't been that motivated in doing art. Mm. Mm. What's this? Apparently I have it. It's some sort of platformer, it seems. Don't know when I got this. Okay. I just keep yawning. We could try and play Half Sword again, like we did yesterday. That could be an option. Helltaker? No. It's a good game, but as I said, I don't really want to think today. I just want to basically either press a single button and do that, or just have a story type game. So we could do some more Slay the Princess and try and find some of the different princesses. Every single time I've like look at the amount of VR games that I have, I just keep thinking like, if only I had a VR game, a VR headset still, I could actually, play all these VR games. We could sort the library again, because there is an achievement for completing the entire library in under 3 hours, which I feel like we might be able to do, but haven't played Megapunk in a long time. Maybe I want to play a horror game. I was Desktop Miku a psychological horror? I don't think that really fits in this category. There is a game like Plastic Duck Sim, Placid Duck Sim, and it's mushrooms, it seems. Like different types of mushrooms. Apparently, Geometry Dash is a psychological horror. Steins Gate, yeah, that's definitely a psychological horror. I can say that much. Oh, Hamster Hunter. Yeah, that's a special game if I've ever seen one. I have seen a lot of images and stuff of the game called The Coffin of Andy and Lele. I think that's how it's pronounced. But I've never actually looked into it myself. It looks like a little dialogue game. It does have overwhelmingly positive reviews. I'll have to think about it. Dredge might be good too. You know what? I've never actually finished Undertale on stream before. I finished it in my own private time. Stellar Blade is on sale. I did play the demo of it, but I didn't really like the combat that much. Well, that was probably because of my controller. At the time, because at the time my controller was uber garbage because the wire wasn't really connecting properly until I finally discovered that I could have it as connected through Bluetooth. Yeah, maybe we just play Slay the Princess again. I do like it. Sorry that I'm not talking much and that is just silence like this. But I was just deep in thought. Yeah. Let's go with or maybe something a bit more chill. Sorry, I'm really indecisive today. Claw finally bought Slay the Princess. Woo! The question is, has he played any of it yet? No. Spider-Man. Spooderman. Spider-Man used to be like my favorite. Well, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero from Marvel. Mainly because he was like the first superhero that I saw when I was a kid. And from DC, My favorite one is the Flash, because I love how fast he moves around and all that stuff. The TV show Flash, he's a bit different from like the comic or the cartoon type of Flash, because I feel like the cartoons portrayed him like way better with how well he actually uses speed and stuff, because he doesn't like monologue or anything like that, because he knows like the good time, like a good time to actually be able to try and talk the bad guys down. Also, he's really like nice with his villains too. He's not like, oh yeah, I'm just here to beat you up. No, no, he's like, he still wants to help them. And with Spider-Man, I just find him really cool because I watched all of the Tobey Maguire movies first when I was a kid, and that basically got me hooked on Spider-Man. I basically had a bunch of Spider-Man related stuff, and Ben 10. Ben 10 was really awesome to me as well at that time. So I, as my first pet, I wanted a gecko. But then I realized, yeah, as a kid, I probably can't take care of a gecko properly because you need like a specifically heated environment for it and all of that stuff, a specific tank, so it can like run around. And if you don't know why, specifically a gecko, that's because geckos have like those little sticky feet that can stick almost anything, which is super cool. Like literally a biomechanical nanotechnology that hooks onto like any surface, even glass and stuff. It's so cool. So yeah, that's why I wanted a gecko. Also, they're super adorable. Like, so adorable. So yeah, I wanted one of those as a kid. But I never got one. I did have rats and stuff. Well, not rats, mice more. Like, so yeah. Me, my brother, my sister, and my other sister, like we all had a mouse each because one, they were cheap and easy to take care of in a way. And we did try to take care of them, but as kids, we were stupid and we did stupid stuff. For example, I believe like my sisters used to annoy the rabbits a lot, not rabbits, the mice a lot, to a point. Um, Basically, what was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. Uh, oh yeah. My sisters used to annoy the mice a little bit, to the point where they used to try and bite at us. So yeah, one of my sisters wasn't the best pet owner. I can say that much. So yeah. Then we had a cat. Well, technically the cat was my brother's, but he was like a rescue, and he was like riddled with fleas and stuff like that. And my mom basically didn't want the cat going anywhere until like all the fleas were gone, and she just couldn't actually get all the fleas out, so she basically gave it back because we didn't have the right equipment to, clean it properly. Like she tried everything, like all the chemicals and stuff like that, and it just didn't stick. Um, so yeah, my brother called it Gadget. No, not Gadget. Thingy, something like that. It's something that is related to a mechanical object, like a random mechanical object that you create. So yeah. my brother named it that. Sadly, that didn't last too long. My brother, like when it comes to animals, he will act all like, if you've ever seen a stereotypical grandpa or dad or something like that, or someone like that, where they are like, yeah, I don't want this animal, and then the animal appears, and then it's just like, this animal's mine, I will take care of it for the rest of my life. Basically, my brother is like that. So, also, animals really love him. Like, he might act or like stern and like, I don't care. Like, it's not my problem. But all animals like really love him. So yeah, they definitely know something more than he does. Yeah, it's always very adorable. And yeah. And then we had two doggos. One's name was Leo. He was very adorable. Both chihuahuas, but not the like super squished face chihuahuas. They had like slightly longer snouts. Um, so they didn't really look like proper chihuahuas, more like a mix between a like shepherd and a chihuahua. They were tiny though, like super tiny. Even when they were like fully grown, they were like still super tiny. I do have their baby pictures. When we got Leo, he was like so tiny and fluffy and adorable, and he was still adorable till his last day. Sadly, he passed away because he had like water on the brain and basically a bunch of other medical stuff that was going on. But saying that with how many illnesses and stuff chihuahuas have, it was basically deemed that there was basically no saving him. At most, he would might get a year or so. So my mom made the decision to basically get it done and over with. So yeah, that was quite a few years ago now. I'm still sad about it. Like, he was the best pupper. He didn't like being groomed though. Probably something to do with my sister because she was responsible with the grooming, but I'm guessing she was really harsh with it. So yeah, but the thing is, they had their own beds and they slept most of the time in their own beds, but it usually ended up that they like asked to go outside in the middle of the night, just to go like potty and stuff. And because I lived in the living room at that time, when we had them, I used to always wake up, open the door, let them out for like a little bit, and then close the door after they were done with their stuff, and then they would immediately like jump into my bed instead of going back into their own bed. But that was mainly because like it was warm and stuff, and then it's just like I'm half asleep at that point still because I literally wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning or something like that, and it's just like, screw it, I'm not gonna bother. So I just go back into my bed. Leo always went into like in between my legs, and Rose, who's the girl, she always went on like my chest and stuff, which was very adorable, and I loved it. They were both so cozy and squishy and stuff. Rose is still alive. She lives with my sister right now, so yeah. But I do miss them both. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah. Whenever I used to sleep with both of them. So, what Leo used to do, he used to go under the blankets and then in between my legs, which was always very awkward because I would need to have like my legs in a weird position just for him to be comfortable and that I don't like crush him or anything like that because he was so tiny. So yeah, imagine like a dog the size of your head. That's about it. Like no bigger than that. And then Rose, she used to love to sleep on like my chest, like right in the middle of my chest. But over like the night, she would just slide down my chest, like slowly, until she would reach my neck, and then she would just start sleeping on my neck, which wasn't the most comfortable thing, but you could think of it as a reverse neck pillow. She just flopped on my neck. It wasn't exactly like so uncomfortable that I couldn't sleep, but it was just always like, why are you doing this? Type of deal. But yeah, I loved sleeping with them. It used to be a simple life back then. Now I have to worry about work and supporting my own house and all that stuff. Well, my current life is pretty simple as it is anyway, but not as simple as it used to be. So, as a kid, all I have to worry about is going to school and then deciding what anime I watch after school, and that is about it. And anime back then was like just releasing and just started becoming popular, so I was like looking forward to it every single day, and I really loved it at that time. I still really like anime, but I feel like now when anime comes out, we have like 10 or 20 different animes that come out at the same time, and it's just like, yeah, most of those aren't just not good or like not really worth your time unless you are into those genres. And then it's just like 2 or 3 like good ones, and then you just keep up with those. And sometimes you just wait until they're like fully over and then you get them. Hmm. Stray? Could be a good option. Um, but yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, um, the ease of childhood, where you didn't have to do like anything too important, and you could just relax and do your stuff as you can do it. Mm. But then I had to become an adult, and really fast. I had to become an adult because for me, like one day I was like going to school like nothing was a problem and all that stuff, and then the next day, like the next week or something like that, I had to start paying rent. I had to like sort out my own money. I had to like do a bunch of stuff and make sure that I can, live the next day in the same place. But yeah, um, but now I live very comfortably, and I'm really happy with it. Well, with where I am right now, at least, because I can at least live comfortably. I have enough money to be able to get anything that I want, and yeah. But for now, I'm just saving some money so I can try and get a place where, well, a bigger place. Because yes, this place might be comfortable for now. I got used to it and all that stuff, but I want something bigger, something where I can actually stretch my legs, you could say. Because I want a big enough space where I can, one, play VR, two, actually put out all my anime figures and stuff like that, because they're all currently in a cupboard. Like, I would love it if this room, one, just didn't have all these cupboards. Because I don't need the cupboards. I can just put everything away in the kitchen. Like, that's what the kitchen is for. Like, if I could just put away the stuff in the kitchen, that would be it. I would not need any more than that. But yeah, I lose a lot of space to like all the cupboards that have been installed. So like, I'd say about a third of the room is just taken up by all the cupboards, and I don't like that. So I'm just trying to slowly look for a place to move out. Hi, Nick. I'm really Garu. I also, hi. I don't know if that boo is supposed to be like a spook or like boo, like disappointed boo. Spooky boo. Okay. Hi, hope you're doing well. I'm just chatting here about my life stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've spoken about this yet or not, but I tried to book a hotel for the expo, which is the only convention that I actually go to. I'm gonna play some tabs. I know the game, but I don't remember. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator? I think that's the one with like the very goofy characters. Yeah, I like watching that one. I've seen that game since it was like in early access, like when it first started coming out, and now it's actually like fully done, which is amazing because so many games nowadays are like just like, okay, we're in early access and that is it. I got a Minecraft Enderman. Did you like kill one, or are you becoming one, or did you like get a plushie of one? Because I have a... Actually, I don't anymore. Oh, I have a Minecraft in tabs. Oh, I'm presuming it's like a community mod. Or is it like a actual in-game thing? Because if it's a actual in-game thing, is trash for his cost. Oh, well, an Enderman is technically supposed to be able to like teleport behind or like near the enemy instantly and like, pop and like immediately hit them, which I feel like that's how it should go. But if that's not how they're doing it, then that would be understandable why, yeah, that would not be good. Oh, there's a game coming out called Capture Hell. I'd love to play that one. Yeah, he can teleport behind the enemy, yeah, but he has little to no... That doesn't make sense. The Enderman is supposed to have like the most HP out of any mob. Because like in Minecraft, literally he has double the health of like a zombie or like any of the other mobs. So it goes like, I believe it goes spiders, then it goes creeper skeletons and zombies all have the same amount of health. And then you have Enderman who has double the amount of health as those guys. And then it goes the then the dragon, then the wither, then the warden. And it goes in that, I think. I don't know where the, like, what is it? The annoying bird things. The ones that come out at night. Phantoms, that's what it is. Yes, I also got a Minecraft spider. Yeah, that does not make sense. Like, a spider should be way weaker than a Enderman. Unless they have, like, some sort of water-bending spider powers. Which, yeah, could be interesting. Just like a, well, saying that it's a spider could bend elements a lot better. Herobrine is goated. Yeah, well, Herobrine is technically a legendary mob who can control your own world. 7 Days to Die is on sale. Could get that. Beast Battle Simulator. Okay, that does not come up on Steam. Oh, it does. Okay. I feel like you can do that with the Ultimate Battle Simulator as well. Yeah, I can definitely do that just with the Ultimate Battle Sim. It is a lot more gory, I would say. Kamikaze horses. Oh, so you can place all the stuff by hand. Okay. Instead of just like setting a group. Does look interesting. Where was I? Yeah, I know, it's on sale. But I already have like the Ultimate Battles simulator. I'll have to think about it. Don't really want to have like multiple of a game that is like very similar to each other. Because then it's just like, why am I playing all of them? Also, it has really good workshop support. The Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Like, there's the Fire Nation, there's Batman, there's a AH-1Z Viper, which is like an attack helicopter. There are Beetles, there is Shrek, there's just Death. Spider-Man, Garfield, Stormtroopers, Fortnite characters, Metal Sonic, the Among Us gang, different Halloween ones, skeleton, zombies, oh, creepers, from Minecraft. Overall, there's like Steve, Slimes, a lot. There's a lot. Like all of the Mario Party people. There's an Enderman who's not reviewed that well. It's only like 3 stars. Okay, yeah, definitely not getting that one. The only comment underneath it is Skibbity, which means that it is terrible and it should never be looked at. One Punch Man, Godzilla. Yeah, a lot of different mods. There are 31 pages of mods. There's the penguins from Madagascar. I feel like it would be probably pretty easy to make different mods. There's a Weenie Worm from Bugsnax. Power from Chainsaw Man. Then you have the hands from Super Smash. Yeah, Super Smash. Which are the final bosses of the campaign, I believe. Yeah, they have capybaras, they have like a bunch of different stuff. They have every Sonic character, they have every Zelda character. They have God, apparently. Tiamat. Whitebeard. Basically, a lot. A lot of different characters. But yeah. I'm just really what? Could you elaborate on that term exactly? Because that does not sound like a good sentence. Oh, the Illagers. I read that completely wrong. Yeah. Dyslexia. Yeah. Can you even imagine what I read that as? I was immediately like panicking, like, context, please. Oh yeah. The thing is, I don't even want to say what I thought I read there. You know the Illagers part? I read that as a completely different word. So, yeah. And I thought like, that does not sound right. So that's why I wanted context like immediately. I should have tried to read it again. There's another. That one looks interesting. And it's like, has multiplayer in it? Nice. I really like destruction games. That's why I was really looking forward to Half-Sword. But the menus in Half-Sword, they used to be like you have the character in the middle, and then you can pick your like different classes, and then you can pick the different weapons on the side. Now the entire like menu just looks like it is text boxes, and that's it. Like, okay, yeah, now just do a bunch of reading. You have no visuals of what you're actually getting. It's just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah, I really liked it a lot more when it was the actual nice visuals. I just zoned out what are you talking about. So basically, yeah, I was saying that I really like destruction style of games. So basically, People Playground and basically anything where you can destroy stuff. Like Teardown as well. Teardown is like so wonderful for like just destroying an entire building piece by piece, and it's really cool. And that I was really waiting for Half Sword because I watched a video, basically like a review video of Half Sword before it fully came out, when it was just like in beta and stuff, and people were like creators were being given like codes of it, and it looked so good. Even like when it was like not fully released. And one of the main things that I saw in it was the way that you could pick all of the different characters and stuff, or your opponents, you could say. And basically it was like in all of the different classes. They still have that, but instead of it being like a nice colorful menu of like you being able just to pick between commoner, like peasant, knight and stuff like that, now it's all just a sliders and text boxes, which I really like wonder where the hell all that went. Fantasy World Manager. It's not out yet, but it looks interesting. Oh. It's like super detailed. You can literally create entire worlds with that. That's actually really cool. Would be very interesting for displaying like D&D campaigns or something like that, or making like D&D maps, because then it would be like really nice visuals, and you could say like, okay, so we have all the buildings here and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be like really nice. But that also reminds me a lot of Worldbox, which I already have, and that's basically a similar thing, but like all of the like little creatures and stuff that you have can evolve, and you can do like a bunch of stuff with it, which is really cool. Like you can literally just put a couple of humans or elves or orcs or whatever down, and then just leave them for like an hour and see how they spread and if they survive and all that stuff. So yeah, and then you can send down a god crab that you control yourself, and then just wreck through their entire civilization. So yeah, and then after you do that, they can even build a crab statue in the middle, because they build statues depending on like what events happen in the world. Yeah, I can notice that, and it looks very interesting. Side to side, side to side. I really love this model. I can't stop like moving around as I, do stuff. But I do hope everyone is having a lovely day today, because for me it was, I'd say, a good day. Like work was easy enough. I actually finished early, and got to go home on time. But then I'm just having to constantly deal with my, well, the agent who's responsible for my property, because they keep like sending me emails of like, okay, so we need to fix this, we need to fix that, but usually they're supposed to give me like at least a week's notice. But now they sort of gotten a bit too overzealous and started like just sending them like, oh yeah, we need access to your room tomorrow. Like, you couldn't have told me like last week or something. Like, you literally had the room appraised 4 different times and you couldn't have told me like what needs to be fixed. So yeah, apparently that's how it goes. But yeah, it's nice to hear that you're having a good day. Oh, I was gonna, I'm not sure if I told this story already, but I was gonna say it. Basically, I wanted to book a hotel for my Viexpo trip. Well, I say trip, it's literally like 20 minutes from my house. But basically, I wanted to book a hotel, and I booked a hotel where my friend stayed last year. And I thought, like, yeah, that's gonna do, because that was one, the cheapest place, and two, they actually had available rooms. So I thought, like, yeah, sure, that's gonna be okay. I pressed on the site, I like put in the dates and all that stuff, and it was just like, okay, here's all the rooms. And then like I'm like boop 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 boop. I put in my card details and all that stuff, and then it's just like, okay, your payment has gone through. Your booking date is today. What? What do you mean today? I booked it for like 3 months from now. Like, that's not how it should work. And then I tried to call the customer services, and then they said like, yeah, sorry, we can't do anything because we already like buy all of the rooms in advance. Like, you're the ones who took my money. Like, you are the ones who can cancel it. But then they, because they're a corpo, they pull the sorry, it's our policy card, and then you just can't do anything because they're just gonna keep saying that no matter what. And because they say like, yeah, we can't go against our policy. So yeah, basically that is how a corpo bopo from America, of all things, stole 200 quid from me. And yeah, I literally can't do anything about it. So yeah, bit of a depressing story, but a lesson learned. And the thing is, I don't really need a hotel. It's just more convenient to have a hotel there. I can always just take an Uber back and forth, and usually it's cheaper than the hotel anyway. But I like the hotel. Simpsons and Monopoly Go? I sorry, I'm so confused. Got MR Blue Sky playing in AD. What does that mean? Okay, you got an ad. So I'm presuming what you mean is you got an ad of the Simpsons and Monopoly Go collab. I would presume that's what you mean. My neighbors are fighting again. Why do they do that all the time? Like, I literally even have my windows closed and I can hear them through my headphones as well. I don't know if you can hear them, guys. But it's so annoying. Like, why can't he just shut up? In a different one of Mr. Blue Sky. Like, I have no idea who Mr. Blue Sky is. Do you mean Mr. Beast? Or, like, yeah, I've never heard of. I'm not really good with songs, so if you tell me one, I really couldn't tell you what it is. But speaking about music, maybe I should put some on. The happiest song ever. That does not sound very happy. But maybe it would be blue sky, yeah, bright, sunny type of deal. But also, usually the color blue is related to sadness. So, I don't really care about those hidden meanings. Oh yeah, talking about that, like, have you guys ever done like English or like language studies? Well, everyone who's went to school has done like a specific language study, and you have that like one teacher who's just like, okay, so we're gonna be reading this text and we're gonna be like trying to interpret like everything that they mean, like this door is yellow, like tell me all of the reasons why the artist would have like tried to make it that way, like what does it mean? And usually what it should be just said is the artist, well, the writer who wrote that book said that the door is yellow because he wanted to give some, color to the room, and that is it. There is no deep meaning to it. Why are you trying to make a deep meaning to something that doesn't need a deep meaning? Yeah. So, that always like annoyed me to do with like English and stuff, because most of these like things that they want to sound smart with, like, okay, so you're trying to find like any hidden meanings in like a book when there's just none. Like in most of these books, the people are just like most likely just writing whatever comes into their head, and that's it. Like nobody does alliteration on purpose. Like alliteration is not important. You can go an entire book without alliteration. It's just the way that it flows. That's it. Like alliteration is not important. And by the way, if you don't know what alliteration is, it is when you have three words that start with the same letter. So yeah, it's basically like rhyming. Imagine if you started writing a poem in the middle of your sentence and then just failed halfway through. So yeah, and that's basically what alliteration is. That's why like English never makes sense to me as a language, in the sense of like writing it. Speaking it, yeah, sure, fine. Each word has its own meaning and all that stuff. But as someone who originally started learning Lithuanian, a language which has 32 characters instead of 26, and it has a phonetic language where, like, when you speak it, that is how it's spelled, and how you spell it, that is how it is written. There is no difference. Like, there are no like silent characters. There are no like characters that change sounds in the middle or anything like that. When you have a letter, that is how it's always going to sound. There is no difference. So when I came like to England, and then I tried to learn English, bloody hell was it hard, because the first thing that I asked my teacher are like, what are the rules of English? And because in Lithuanian, we have like plenty of rules. Like every single way that you write something down, you can pinpoint that to a rule. But in English, there are no rules. Because when you have a rule, that means there are no exceptions to that rule. There are exceptions to the laws and stuff, but a rule is always going to follow the same principle. Like a rule in maths. You're not going to have a rule in maths and then just say like, oh yeah, but it doesn't apply to this one number. Then it's just not a rule. Then that rule doesn't work then. If it doesn't apply to everything. So yeah, Lithuanian has rules and stuff for English, for Lithuanian, I mean. But then when I asked my English teacher, like, oh yeah, so what are the rules? So, I can actually know them. My teacher straight up told me like, yeah, there are no rules. Like, what do you mean there are no rules? And I literally told my mom when I came back home that day, and she's like, that can't be. Like, that literally cannot be. There has to be rules. So yeah, it was a shock to her that there weren't any rules to English either. And people can quote the rule of I before E except after C all they want, but that's not how it works. Like, there are hundreds of words that don't go by that rule. And at that point, you just memorize the entire, like, alphabet, not alphabet, the entire dictionary, and there you go. Then you can actually spell the words. The phrase that basically in like England cornered like 3 different languages in an alley and then stole a bunch of words and letters from them, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's basically how it goes. That's why I always struggle with spelling and stuff. But I also have dyslexia, so it makes it even worse as well, which isn't really good. And I have like the most severe type of dyslexia as well, because I had a dyslexia test when I was in college. I was already like 17 at that point. So yeah, and that's when I finally had my dyslexia test. And they basically found out that they had it like in a graph type of thing, where the higher a score is, the worse it is, in the sense. So they had both a IQ thing, a like general intelligence thing, a writing portion, and a like computer writing portion as well. So my written portion, I wrote like 10 words a minute, something like that. Apparently the average is like 24 words a minute. Like, I could not even keep up with that. Like, I was writing at less than half the speed of what people would usually write at. So yeah, that's how that goes. And what else? Oh, and they tested that apparently I was really smart, which I already sort of knew that fact, but also it showed that my dyslexia was the worst that could be. Because I would constantly like mix up letters and like I would write a word. It would have all of the basic letters that it's supposed to have, but they were like all like muddled up and stuff like that. I would still know what the word was, but nobody else could tell. And then if I didn't like read what it was for a while, then I would not know either, because I would forget like what it was supposed to be. Yeah, and the thing is, I was supposed to have an aid, during my English test, because I had to retake English in college to be able to pass my my college degree. By college degree in the UK, it's like slightly different compared to America, because in America, college is like the equivalent of our high school, where in the UK it goes primary school, where you go in like when you're really young, up to like I think 10. Yeah, about like 10 years old. Then you go into high school, and in high school, that is usually considered college in America. And then college is usually considered high school. Like the names are swapped. So I went to high school for like 5 years until I was 15, and then I like did my GCSEs and stuff. That's the general education type of deal. So yeah. And then I decided to go with uniform public services, which is basically the police, ambulance, and fire service. So I went with that, but that's because
Dyslexia you have.
yes, basically. Yoda. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, also I have like slight short-term memory loss, in the sense of like I lose track of thought very easily, and sometimes I will literally lose my track of thought in the middle of me saying a sentence. So do not be surprised if I'm like literally talking about something and it's just like, wait, what was I talking about? While like in the middle of me saying that thing. Well, I wouldn't say it's loss. It's more like short-term memory problems. So yeah, because I can still remember the stuff. It's just sometimes I lose the thought itself, because my mind just decides to like start thinking about something completely different all of a sudden, and that is usually very annoying when that happens, because I can literally have a thought in my head, and then I go up to someone and I'm about to say it, and it's gone. And it's just like, okay, what the hell am I doing? And then I have to retrace my steps to be able to remember what I was doing at that time. So like whenever I'm watching a video or something like that, and then I have a thought, I usually try and like start this thing immediately, because if I carry on, I will forget it. And if I do forget it, what I do is usually I think like, okay, so I know that I remembered a thing that I wanted to do during like this video or something like that. So I will go back through like a couple of videos that I just watched, and then I will remember what I was doing. I'll go into a room and not know I went in there and remember as soon as I leave it. Yeah, I do that as well sometimes. That's what I wanted to talk about. Back on the high school topic. So yeah, basically my education counselor said that my only option is basically to go into uniform public services, because apparently none of my grades were good enough to be able to do anything else. But I would have really loved to do engineering, because I love working with my hands and with electronics and all of that stuff. Not with computers necessarily, mainly like physical stuff. So imagine like putting together a computer instead of doing its programming and stuff. So that's my like want. Technically, I could still go back to college and try and like do that, but I don't really have the time or the money or the time, mainly time. I don't have the time because I am doing a full-time job, and I can't afford to also do college in between that as well. So yeah. And then, and then after the 5 years in high school, I went to college to do uniform public services, which I was really good at, like really good at. I was the second highest person in my year. So basically in our year we had like two different classes. We had a higher grade class and a lower grade class. Because of my English score in like English GCSEs, I had to go into the lower course, which basically meant I had to do like an extra year. But I was still like the best person out, well, the second best person out of both the higher year and the lower year as well. I'm playing Zootopia. Do you want a animal named after you? Yes. What animals do you have? I've never played Zootopia before. I do know that it's on sale as well, or I might already have it. I'm not sure. Maybe a zebra. Could be. But with my luscious orange hair, maybe a lion or mountain lion, maybe, if they have those. Some sort of cat. But yeah, I was like really good at it, and I was like passing through everything. Everything was great. And then on the third year, we got a substitute teacher for one of our classes, who basically became a permanent teacher, but he really didn't want anyone to pass. So he would not teach us more than the bare minimum. So basically, we had 3 different grades. We had a passing grade, we had a merit grade, and then we had a distinction grade. So depending on like how good work you did, you could get like a pass, a merit, or a distinction. Got pumas. There's elephants, snakes. Oh, okay. Snack. I'll be a snack. So yeah. What was I talking about again? Something to do with college. Oh, yeah. So, for me, in every single class, I got a distinction, which is the highest grade you can get, mainly because I just annoyed the teachers into actually giving it to me. Mainly because like every single time that they said like, yeah, that's not good enough, I would literally go up to them and say like, okay, which parts aren't good enough? What else do I need to include so I can like get the grade? And it's just like, okay, just you pass. You already know the stuff. You just need to include it. So yeah, so I basically got most of my highest grades like that until the substitute teacher, and I really didn't like him, to the point where I didn't even bother to do his class properly. I would just go for the passing grade and that would be it. So that's basically how I ended up being the second highest in the school, and because I got a distinction merit instead of like triple distinction, because that's the end of year, because every single year you go with you basically get the opportunity, well, not opportunity, you get a grade, and for each year that you do, boom, the snake is now 10. Thank you. Nice. I'm a snack. a snake. By the way, I can pronounce snake properly. I just like saying snack. Oh, fuck no. So I just stretched my back, and it sounded like. Have you ever had gears? Like, have you ever heard like plastic gears skipping against each other? It basically just sounded like that, or like bubble wrap. It just sounds like. So yeah, that did not sound good. Stretch. Stretching is good. Always good. Always good. Well, in this game, there is a Wikipedia where you can learn about all animals. Oh, nice. That's always nice to have a informational type of game. Sorry, my right eye is starting to play up. I have very sensitive eyes, so like the smallest disturbance immediately they start watering and hurting, and it's just like so annoying, especially when you're driving. So yeah. Okay, I think I might end off stream here today. We're gonna keep it super short, but that's because I want to. Yeah, I want to hang out with my friends. Realistic fact about the elephant trunk. Yeah, sure. Feel free to post all the facts. But yeah. But yeah, today's stream gonna be a bit short. Sorry, but my friends are now online, and I just want to hang out with them for a bit. Who should we go and say hi to? You know what? We haven't said hi to Sweaty in quite a long time. Elephant trunk snakes can grow up to 22 pounds. I have no idea how much a pound is. They can also stay underwater for 40 minutes at a time. Underwater snakes. I remember one time I raided Rin Penrose. I still don't know if they're a girl or a guy. Like, their voice sounds like a girl's, but also maybe? I don't know. At this point, they just Rin Penrose to me, and that's it. Apricot. Also, feel free to suggest anyone that you might want me to, say hi to or anything like that. They mainly eat fish and other aquatic animals, like frogs. Oh, okay. I really like the tree snake because of just how goofy it looks. Like, its head is way bigger than its actual body should be, because it has like a very thin body, and yeah, and then it just has a very large head compared to that. You know what? I met Dandyfloss at the expo. Like, I literally even took a picture of her. They live in the Southeast Asia. Let me open Twitch. So we are playing Stardew Valley. Yeah, let's just go say hi to Sweaty. Be prepared. She tends to yell when she meets people. So she will just yell hi to you as loud as she can. Well, thank you very much everyone for joining me today. It was lovely, even though it was a bit of a short stream. We had a nice time yapping along and just chatting for a bit. And now I'm gonna go chat with my friends and just have like some fun with them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I don't really do just chatting streams that much. Maybe I should do them more often. Just chatting about random facts. You know what? What I used to do when I was still living with my mum, we used to like sit down and just talk about the most random stuff, like anything that we just found on the internet, and then we would basically compare our own information. One person, like I would say, like, yeah, I don't think that's right, and then she would say, like, but I found it here and stuff like that, and then we would both look at it, and then we would have the equivalent of a word chain of like different thoughts. Like one time something to do with butterflies, and then another time something to do with a volcano that might have erupted, and it would just be a chain of different things. But yeah, for anyone that is that might just be joining by chance, we are going to go say hi to Sweaty. So yeah,